In this video, we're going to be talking about 5 different habits that make people dislike you immediately. A lot of these are things that you might not even realize you're doing, but they can be really off-putting to the people around you. So if you're curious about what those habits are, stick around and we'll get started. Number 1. Talking too fast for no reason. People like to be around people who talk at a normal pace. You may be thinking, well, of course, talk slowly, it makes people feel comfortable. But, in public speaking, you need to speak faster. Listeners don't want to hear you speak too slowly. In fact, talking too fast can actually make listeners dislike you. Why is this? Because it takes a lot of energy to listen at a fast pace. For example, imagine you have to give a speech and you feel really nervous. If you speak too fast, not only will you talk too fast, but you will also be speaking too loudly. This makes it even more difficult for listeners to follow you. As a result, they will quickly lose interest in what you are saying. Even worse, they may stop listening to you altogether and leave the room. However, if you speak at a normal pace, people will find it much easier to follow what you are saying. Your voice will sound calmer, which will make you appear more confident and relaxed. You may even find that you are able to explain your ideas more clearly. So remember to speak slower when you are giving a speech or a presentation. This will enable you to give your audience time to absorb the information you are presenting. Also, remember to connect with your audience by thinking about them and telling them about their interests. This will help you to build a rapport with them and keep them engaged throughout your speech. This will ensure that they are listening carefully to every word you say and that they give you their full attention throughout your presentation. Number 2. Negative gossip. Gossip is an inherent part of life, and it has become so ingrained in our culture that we often participate in it without thinking about it. But why do we do it? Gossip can destroy relationships, damage reputations, and poison teams. So why do we do it? Many people probably assume that we gossip because it makes us feel good, but that's not true. In reality, most of us don't realize why we engage in negative gossip. We do it because it's easy. We're all guilty of doing it sometimes. But the problem is that negative gossip can have a negative impact on our lives and our relationships with other people. Research shows that when you spread negativity, it can reinforce self-fulfilling prophecies, increase feelings of depression and anxiety, and make you less popular with the people around you. Negative gossip can change the way your brain processes people's faces, and it can even change your perceptions of people who aren't present. Researchers have found that when people hear negative rumors about others, it makes them more likely to see the face as hostile or even angry. Likewise, when you hear negative things about yourself, it makes you think that other people are judging you negatively as well. As a result, you may start thinking that you don't belong to a group of people or that you can't do anything right. That's why it's important that we all make an effort to stop spreading negative gossip. It only takes one hurtful comment to undo all the good you've done that day. Number 3. Not listening well. for what you have. It not only
being rude to others.
There's a reason why people often say that being rude to others makes them dislike you immediately. It's not just that it can make the person you're talking to feel offended, but also that being rude communicates that you don't respect others. Whether it's saying someone's name wrong or interrupting them when they're talking, rudeness can communicate that you're self-centered and don't care about what someone else thinks. If people don't know you well, then being overly rude can also be a sign that you don't really care about other people's feelings. This can make them think less of you as a person, so it's best to be polite when talking to people you don't know well to avoid offending them and making a bad impression. Being rude to others can also make people dislike you because it reflects badly on you as a person. If you constantly show a lack of respect for others, then others will think that you don't care about them either. For example, saying please and thank you shows people that you respect them, and that makes them feel like you care about their thoughts and feelings. Similarly, smiling shows that you enjoy being around other people, and it can make them feel like you're friendly and welcoming. If you don't smile when you talk to people, then people won't think you're friendly or outgoing and will feel uncomfortable around you. A person's handshake can also reflect how trustworthy and dominant they are. A firm handshake shows that you are confident and in control, which can make people feel good about themselves by making them think that you'll also be a strong leader.